Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's October 26, 2023, and today we're talking a little bit about Canada Post. We're talking about being dressed for the occasion, being ready. If you're in the mail service, or in the Boy Scouts for that matter, you always have to be prepared. Robert Baden-Powell in 1908 coined the phrase, be prepared for the Boy Scouts. He meant it in mind and body in order to be ready to do your duty. And you have to do that as well as a mail carrier. And I want to show you some of the things that you should have on hand and some of the things that we have to wear in order to be prepared for the different seasons, whether it's fall like it is now and we're experiencing beautiful 16-degree weather today, or it's minus 30 outside. What are you going to be wearing? What are you going to be prepared in? We have a bunch of different things that we are given, and I'm going to take this and we're going to do this and we're going to flip it around and see all of these things on the back table here are all things I need to do my job throughout all the different seasons. Here in Canada, of course, we've got the 4 different seasons, and sometimes we might get all of them in the same day. It is possible to go out in the morning and have it be crisp, and you have to dress for a nice crisp day. As the day goes on, it might turn to rain, it could turn to snow, it could get bright and sunny out too. So when you leave in the morning, one of the things that I do is I prepare by looking at the Weather Network app that I have. I check to see what the temperatures are going to be like in the morning when I drive off to work, what the temperatures will be like when I'm starting my delivery day, and what they will be like as the day goes on. And I keep a kit in my car that has a bunch of different things in case I need to change hats. Maybe I need to put on a toque or something to go over my ears. Maybe I need a different jacket. Maybe I need rain gear. I'm going to show you those different things today. So stay tuned and see what you might need if you're working for Canada Post to have in your vehicle ready to go. All right, my favorite time to be a letter carrier, a mail carrier, a rural mail carrier, whatever you want to call me, is the summertime. I get to wear a short sleeve shirt. I don't need to have an undershirt or anything under it. I get to wear shorts and show off my legs and get a tan. And on top of that, I just need to have a good shoe. So I get hikers or something like that, something that has a really good grip on the bottom. These are Skechers with a Goodyear sole on them. I probably go through shoes, I don't know, every 2 years probably. Now, Canada Post does give us a boot allowance. So whether you use that to buy new shoes or new boots, you can do either. I'll get to the boots when we get to the winter section. But yeah, summertime, I like to go with the ball cap more than anything, but there are some other options too. We can go with an Outback hat, it's lightweight, it's got a strap on the bottom, so on a windy day, you can get it nice and snug so it doesn't blow off. We also have a nice wide brim hat. Now, I never wear this because I'm in and out of my car all the time. If I was a letter carrier and I was walking the routes, I might be in this. It would certainly keep the sun off me, keep me from getting burns and things like that. But because I'm in and out of my car all the time, I find that the wideness of the brim always buckles up. So I don't wear it. I stick with the ball cap most of the time, unless it's raining. If it's raining, then I'm going to a hat like this that drips off, that keeps me a bit dry. This is a great hat for that. It also has the strap, so on windy days, it's not gonna blow away. Along with the hat, I might need some really good rain pants. So these are great splash pants. They're perfect for light or hard rain. I wear them in the spring, I wear them in the summer, I wear them in the fall. I generally don't wear them in the winter because we have other things for that. But if it's raining, I'm not gonna be dressed just like this. I'm also gonna jacket. So a nice reflective jacket. You're gonna notice that most of the clothing that we have these days are these bright yellows with reflective on it, whether it's just the t-shirt or whether it's the jackets. It's so we are visible out there to everybody else in the early mornings or later afternoons. You can see us, and that's what we want. We've had some injuries in the past, so make sure you're dressed appropriately. If you don't have those jackets, make sure you have a vest. They are free from Canada Post. Even if you're an on-call relief and don't have points for the clothing program, the vests are provided. You wear them at all times so you can be seen. All right, moving from what we have in the summertime, it gets to be the fall. We need to dress a little bit warmer, and so let's see what we dress like. All right, in the fall, I gotta switch to pants. I can't wear shorts anymore. I usually put a undershirt or something on to give me a little extra layer of warmth. Days can be still 14, 15, 16 degrees, but mornings can be in the negative temperature. You might wake up to frost. You want to wear something a little bit different. When you're out on the road, you're going to have to put a jacket. So there are these jackets. These are the blue ones. They do now come in this color. I haven't got one for my collection yet, but then I'm wearing this also. Make sure you always have your safety vest on. If you want to go a little thicker than the rain jacket, then you always have this as an option too. This is a larger shell jacket. It is the bomber style. It just goes to your waist. And the blue jacket I showed you before is actually a zip-in liner too for this. So I often start in the fall wearing this and then add in the liner. So now you've got this and this, and they zip together, so it makes for a nice warm coat. Some winters I can get away with still just wearing this, so that's nice. But as fall turns into winter, we have to look at different things once again. For me, the undershirt becomes a long sleeve shirt, usually something that's maybe a mock turtleneck or a full turtleneck under, just to give you that extra layer of support. You're still in pants, but you might have added in long johns, and I'm not showing you those, so stop asking. When we're out on the road, wearing a toque maybe now instead, and they come in a variety. You got the ones with the pom-poms too. These have a nice heavy lining inside. I really like this when it gets really cold to go to this, but as it gets colder, I'm going to do this. The heavier winter jacket, there's this one, and then there's one that has a fur-lined hood as well. These ones are not bomber, they go a lot further down, so I'm gonna need this. And then I might need a scarf too. I most definitely will need a scarf at some point. I find that my jacket is always kind of open because I leave my pen in here so it doesn't freeze when I need to have access to it. But if it's getting even colder, then I'm gonna want this, which means my face is protected now. My hands, I always have one of these, what they call rifleman gloves. You can flip it up and put the mitten over top, but you can have access. I need my fingers to be able to feel the mail. With a regular glove, this is just a really thin glove. It doesn't give me a lot of protection, but does give me a little bit. I can hold the mail and then use this hand to touch and have that sensation. I can also put on rubber gloves underneath that will help too. Gives a little bit more protection. But yeah, we have to keep all of our extremities completely covered as much as possible. It gets really cold. We get minus 40 here in Atlantic Canada. And I know in other parts of the country get even colder. The other thing you have to watch for is slip devices. These can go on your boots. There are a variety. These are the mesh ones. They have these kind. They all just fit over top and have the little spikes and all help you to stop sliding. They have the ones that kind of have metal chains, or even these really big ones here that have what you would almost see on your winter tires with the spikes. Those are good. The only thing I don't like, and I'll flip this down, the only thing I don't like about those is that when you're getting in and out of your car, the carpet of your car, they can get caught on. So for the most part, I don't tend to wear them, but then you really have to make sure that you're holding on to handrails as best as possible, walking in slow movements. Don't be too much in a hurry, because a light bit of snow over top of the ice can be very not deadly, but dangerous. Deadly, I guess, good. I've had falls. I've fallen downstairs and hurt my back. So it is possible. I've slipped by the car trying to get in. These are good if you can manage it. But like I say, the spikes and things, they get caught in the carpet inside of your vehicle and make it a little bit hazardous too. All right, what else do you need to know? I was just in pants. We have these liners that go over top, so give you more protection on your legs, and then over top of that, you can put the rain pants. So layers, layers, and more layers in the winter. You can see why it is not the best time to deliver as a letter carrier, we have a lot more to do and a lot more things we have to be careful of. Boxes too, when we get to your community boxes, there's some tools you need to have. One of the tools you need to have is a hammer. This hammer is got quite a bend in it now, but you need it to help manipulate, let's say, the locking mechanisms on the community mailboxes, to give light taps and break off some of the ice that builds up on them in order to open up the doors. Another good thing to have is a lighter, because maybe you want to heat up your key in order to put it inside the locks in order to try to melt the ice that's in there and try to manipulate them. One other thing you should have is proper tools. I always carry a multi-tool, so this has pliers on it, it has screwdrivers, it has a knife, just all sorts of things, like a Swiss Army knife. It is great for changing locks that you'll have to do. You'll also need to have some sort of a wrench. I use an adjustable one, so I can do new locks or old locks and still have the same mechanism. The other thing you might want to have, now I've never used this, but I have it, there is a dog repellent. I have been bitten once, and luckily that's all it was. I was able to get a boot up and deflect his head a little bit with only getting a slight nip, and that was enough deterrent for him to get away. Generally, animals are pretty good. You just have to watch out when you're there. Look for things like dog dishes, leads that are out front for the leash for the dogs, and be aware of signs and things like that. And if at all you don't feel comfortable, don't deliver to that house. You can drive away. You have the right to refuse delivery if there is an animal that's barking. They're just doing their job, so let's not be mad at the animal for protecting its home area. Some animals, you know, look good, and an owner might say, the dog's never bitten me. Well, that's true. Maybe it hasn't bitten you. It doesn't mean he won't bite the letter carrier that comes to the door. So just be wary of that you've got the right things. The other thing to have too, have a first aid kit in your vehicle. Make sure you're prepared. Even if it is a paper cut or something, I've always have Band-Aids for that because they do happen. It could be something more serious if you were to get into an accident, but it's nice to have that. The other nice thing to have is a light. So you can have it constant, you can have it flashing, but make sure you got a light, because sometimes you are either working earlier in the morning when, you know, maybe you're in northern Alberta working, or in the Yukon or Northwest Territories, or even here when you're working late on a route as an on-call relief. Sometimes you're working 14, 16 hours at Christmas time, so you want to have a light to be able to see the addresses in the mailboxes and the addresses on people's houses, so you're not leaving your parcels in the wrong places. These are all great things to have available. The other thing you might want to have, I don't use them, but Canada Post does provide these. They're called gaiters. They are things you can slip up over the bottom of your pant leg down to your boot that will protect you in case you've got big puddles and things you're going through. So yeah, you've got to be prepared. That is winter. Let's get into spring. Spring's another great time to deliver. Yeah, you might need an extra layer underneath if it's not quite warm enough yet, but as it gets closer to summer, you can strip down off some of the layers. I like to go with this insert jacket for my rain one, because it might be rainy, it might be sunny, but you're always kind of protected with this jacket, at least over the really thin spring jacket. I do wear that sometimes, but usually as it gets closer to summer and the temperatures aren't quite there yet, and your body hasn't adjusted to it being back in the 10s and 20s in the degrees, yeah, you need to go that route. One thing I didn't mention with winter, and I should mention real quick, make sure you have a good quality pair of boots. I did mention the boot allowance for the shoes, but wintertime you need to have nice durable boots, and there are boots that are approved, snowflake boots that are approved by Canada Post that you will get a discount on at certain places like Mark's Work Warehouse here in Canada. They will give you a Canada Post discount if you buy your boots from them. So watch out for that. Other than that, what else do we need to know? We're being prepared. You've got the right tools when you're on the job. You've got the right clothing preparing you for all types of seasons, and like I said, you can have multiple seasons all in the same day. So I could go into work in just a t-shirt, but what I might do is I might keep a jacket in the car. I have a box that I keep behind my driver's seat that has things in it like my hammers, my tools. It has my notebook because I write down all the addresses that I'm delivering to the door, so I have record if the supervisor comes out. I need to have a pen on me, so I have a pen, and that's it. I just have what I might need. First aid kit. I might need gloves. They might be in there. I might need rain gear. It might be there. Be prepared. Get ready to, in mind and spirit, to do the duty that's been put before you as a postal employee. It's not a hard job, but you just got to make sure that you're well prepared, either by when you've pulled your mail and you're ready to go out the door, make sure it's in your vehicle in the best way possible so it's easy to access when you know you get to the site. Your parcels, your mail, your flyers are all there ready for you. Same thing with your apparel. You make sure you check your app and find out what the weather network says the weather is going to be, and bring clothing that will be appropriate for that day's work, and you'll be fine. Have a magical week. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave positive comments, and share with other people. I do lots of different things, but when it comes to Canada Post, you seem to like those stuff, and if you're a postal employee and this is a helpful tip, great. If you're a postal employee that's been doing the job for 20 years, feel free to leave a comment either supporting what I've said or maybe adding to if there's something else I've forgotten and you want new employees to know. I know a lot of up-and-coming postal employees watch these videos, so add your comments to it in a positive way. Let's not be disparaging about the job or the people that do it, but let's give us positive feedback. Now have a natural week. Like Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?